Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record-breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiled little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the...
In the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
Ready?
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Miami set to take over.
And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? A little on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoff. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
Becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, you know, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
To me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on third down.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, able to avoid him. Now they work this well upfield across the 45.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he is met.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards.
And the Texans will take over.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take over here up near the 40. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 39-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Tua sets up to pass it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 18.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
They'll start with the option.
That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. 1st down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Sliding out of the pocket. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. To throw is Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Justin Jefferson. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. Looks good on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football?
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Bobby Okereke in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And where the time has expired on the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Flush to his right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Wilson. Nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 13-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes.
And the Texans continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great play there. 27 yards.
And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run with Gibson.
That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys.
Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were...
And now before the ball changes hands, it'll take a review. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 60 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Dolphins will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Here's Tua.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that is incomplete.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he'll just get rid of it. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure to give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down.
Repeated the last play, going to Mechie here. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They go play action now. Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will do it for this first half.
A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
To try again after the sack. Wilson, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
He's going to take another shot here.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Hands it off out of the gun. 110 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
From the 22, Wilson. They will find Davis. That's complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 22. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa out to his left. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he gets us up past the 30 to the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
On first down, right back to Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. You're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Tua.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Well, you're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Looking to pass. Tua. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
Simple drag route here, running down out left and trying to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. On first down, Tagovailoa.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Tua going to throw. Now he's forced out right. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Fairbairn able to put this one through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, looking to get in the end zone again. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. And now here's a carry heading left. And some room to run now. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop. 2nd and 11 now.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Texans on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 11.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. The Texans send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
Now Hill to return it. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. It's Hill, complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this is caught. Well, they get 1 back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
And it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
149 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't
you? Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable. Losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line. Do what I gotta do. Time after time, we do the impossible. You ain't made it till you got stylers go out and shop for you. You ain't made it till they put on top of you. Parading through the city, the whole block come out for you. We just getting started. Y'all finna see what we bout to do. Boy, stop. You ain't here? I'm the real truth. Hunters, real blues, trips on them still new. Shopping at Dover Street, I'm dripping like mildew. They say you don't visit the hood, dog, I still do. A real one, only difference, my bill's bigger. I'm still with ya, I just got rich a little quicker. The same man, God handed me his game plan.